What's up? What's up? What's going on, you guys? How are you guys? How is your July 6th? How is your Thursday going? Mine's going fantastic. Thanks for asking. Doing all right. Want to say quick shout out to my sponsors, SilkCityHotSauce.com. SilkCityHotSauce.com. Put in Rock B, either one of those. Save 15% on your first order. And get Pain in the Brain, my hot sauce, which was all over the 4th of July. Me and Dead Red Fred Harper, who did the artwork. We grilled some steaks on July 4th, grilled a bunch of meat. It was hot. I have a broken foot. I still did it. And we had a lot of fun. But it was, that hot sauce was all over the place. Whether people wanted that hot sauce or not, they got it. And it was fantastic. And then also AerieJane.com, AerieJane.com for goat milk soaps and deodorants. Save 15% and free shipping on your first delivery. AerieJane.com and get ex-husband's famous deodorant. That's what I use, and I smell amazing. How are you guys? What's going on with you guys in the chat? I grilled on the 4th of July. Not only did I grill, I had to make the stove. I had to put the grill together, put the charcoal in there, get a fire started. Yeah, this is the first time I wasn't in the suburbs anymore. We just hit and the grill lights up. I had to make the grill. So that was half the battle. And everyone enjoyed it. We had a good time. There you go, AerieJane.com. Hello, Raymond. Hello, Flat Cat. I did. I built a grill, Stacy Allen. I had to put the charcoal in there. I put the thing on the top. I had these steak burgers, these steak strips, and then these low-end steaks or whatever, but they were good. And cooked it all. Took 2 hours to cook everything, but yeah, kept the grill going, and we had a good time. All right, let's get into it. I got my guest today. It's a fantastic man, an American hero, I tell you. He comes from California, I believe, but he lives in Texas, works for the Blaze. You know him. Prime time, 99, Alex Stein. What's up, buddy?
Ray! Dude, it's a pleasure because a lot of people don't know this in the Dabbleverse. You and I have met. We hung out. Do you remember when we met that night at the Myth and Forum? Do you even remember that at the...
No.
You don't even remember this, Ray? You don't even remember meeting me and hanging out with me? You got to be kidding me, Ray.
Oh, you know what I do? Stand up New York.
Yes, dude. And then there was a big fight or something. What was the drama that night? Wasn't there some drama or something? I forget. But yes, dude, we met. I'm in the Ray DeVito universe. And I remember the first thing I said to you is I liked you, Ray, because you went on Red Bar's show. And, Red Bar, he makes fun of everybody, obviously. But he's still pretty funny, to say the least.
He's funny.
I watched Red Bar. He's very funny, very talented. And I was like, hey, you have a lot of balls. I thought that's cool because a lot of guys – listen, I get trolls. Now you're starting to realize you're getting trolls in the Dabbleverse and stuff. It's not fun. My cats go crazy. Sky Bear, get out of here. What I'm saying is it's not fun when you have these trolls out to you, but I think the only way to kind of defeat the trolls is just, not run away from them. It's also you don't want to give them too much oxygen. So it's kind of this weird dance that you have to play with the people that hate you. Like the A-logs. Like Red Bar is an A-log. And do you know what A-logging means, Ray?
Right.
That's where you log everything. It's this weird term, and I think it was named after some guy named A-log or something. But I say A-log because they keep a log of everything. And what it is, it's where they meticulously watch everything you do. They do this to Chad, they'll watch everything and they'll comment on everything.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. I have A-loggers. I got A-loggers. I got some A-loggers. I got A-loggers. You trying to act like I don't have A-loggers up in here? I got A-loggers all over the place.
I'm trying to talk about how to deal with the A-loggers because I look at it like professional wrestling. Sometimes you're a heel to the A-loggers, but you can babyface. You can make your A-loggers like you. And the people that watch all your stuff, they might talk a lot of trash. They might say, oh, your steaks are thin. But obviously, you like me. You obviously like me. If you're watching all my stuff, then, you're not just watching it accidentally. You're watching it on purpose. Oh, yeah. Sorry, my cat. Sorry about that.
But no, I do remember the night I met you. And the night I met you, that was at Stand Up New York. The owner was putting together an impromptu stand-up comedy show. I guess it was everyone that was at the. I didn't know, but he asked me to do a set. So I go, yeah, I mean, and plus I was sitting there drinking beers. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. I'm like, the owner asked me, I kind of have to go on. So then I was there, and the host was like, oh no. I was like, I kind of have to go on. Like, I look like an asshole that I just sat here and drank all these beers and don't go on. So I was like, I have to go on. Otherwise, I got to buy all these. So
Yeah.
So
Well,
I was like,
there's beef. Well, yeah, you got in a fight with Christy or something, but I love Christy. To be honest, she's always been good to me. But listen, I love Kevin, and dude, it's funny we're on the Shuley Network, or as I call it, the Shit Network. Just kidding. I love when Kevin. I'm just kidding, but when Kevin said that, I was bursting out laughing. I love the Shuley Network, but this is the thing: is I'm kind of I'm not a Shuley A-log now, but I used to be a Howard Stern A-log, right? And Shuley was the best because there was a time when Howard, all he did was rely on his whack packers. He relied on Eric the actor, that before he had his like come to Jesus meeting and try to say, I want big celebrities, he used to just kind of like go after Eric the midget. And what Shuley was so good is he was so good at wrangling the whack packer. So that's why I always have a soft spot in my heart for Shuley. But one thing with Shuley, and now I'm on his own network, and I would like to talk to Shuley about this in person. Shuley has always been the guy that wants to kind of be the leader or the boss. Like, he created the tour there. He created the network there. This is just, this is kind of his standard operating procedure. Shuley definitely likes to be the ringleader, I guess you'd say.
Well, I'm just a show on his network, so he can. I'm not trying to be the boss.
I know, but
I'm not trying to be the boss of the network. I'm just doing my show.
Listen, you have three producers. That's great. You wouldn't have those on your own. Shuley connected you with that. Shuley got you. You're on his platform. We got nearly 200 people watching already. Why aren't you doing this on your own, Ray? Why don't you have your own Ray DeVito channel? Why aren't we on the Ray DeVito channel? Why aren't you getting these super chats? That's all I'm saying. It's nothing against Shuley. I like Shuley. I'm just mathematically thinking that you're talented enough to do it on your own.
I have both. I do have both. I have this, and I also have my own channel. I do most of the shows on my own channel. This show ends up being my podcast for the week. The free podcast that's on Apple iTunes is this. All my other stuff, patreon.com/Ray DeVito. But yeah, this is my
good
podcast.
Good. I think I subbed you.
I do my own
I
stuff.
I subbed you other thing. No, and I know that, and that's the only thing I get frustrated is I love Shuley, but listen, I think like Bob should have his own Patreon and have his own channel, and everybody should have their own thing. You should go on the Shuley Network. That should be like a hub, for when you guys do the shows. But I hate it because I don't hate it, but I just want everybody to build their own thing. Like, look at Chad, even when he got, cut down, but he figured out how to get a channel back pretty fast. And that's another thing is, listen, I worship at the idol of Kevin Brennan because he's so fucking funny. I don't worship him like he's a god. I think he's hilarious. But I think Chad is funny too, dude. I think on my browser, I have to have the Chad stream open and the Kevin stream open, and I have to.
So you have them both to watch them go back and
forth? I do it on my laptop. Right, I'm at the Blaze on my laptop. Like, I'll be typing or doing something or working on something, and I'll have both things open. That's what I had to go. So
are they coming together? I think they're gonna come back together at some point. I think it's gonna happen. I don't know because. Let me read these super chats real quick. Yeah. I got Stokely's the man. The lack of boundaries and the back and forth of this conversation should be fascinating. Yeah, we're gonna have fun, but I recommend 0.75 playback speed. They're making fun of my. I don't know.
No, I think because I speak so fast. I guess I talk very fast. No racial slurs today.
No racial slurs today. But you got to talk to Alex about that. Kareem. Alex, how do you take your steakums? Ray, creamy, or al dente? Asking for
and this is another thing. Now I'm going to have to white knight for you. There's a steakhouse. It's called the Char Broiler here in Texas, and it's in Oak Cliff. It's like this old steakhouse, and they're known for having those thin steaks. Sometimes a thin steak is good. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it, but everybody, they want a thick steak.
Alex, I did fine. I did fine. And also the fact that like there was no grill. Like I never had to like I don't know if that's a real fire behind you, but like I never had to like start a grill from nothing. Usually like it's a suburbs, it's like already the propane's in there and you light it. Like this is the first time I had to make the fire.
Did you let the charcoal burn long enough? Because that's the thing. You have to let it burn. Because I remember when I was first learning how to grill, I wouldn't let the charcoals burn enough, and then your meat smells like kerosene, or it smells like the charcoal stuff if they don't burn enough before. So that was your first time. You did good.
That's my first time. Yeah. I had like these steak burgers on like these like real thin steak fillets thing. It was all good. I never had that meat before. And then like my steaks, which I guess I wasn't supposed to get the greatest steak. So hi Ray, hi's Ray Shitty Steak. Thank you, Daniel Kuhn.
Well, and then wait, but what is Steakgate? Because what was the deal with Addicted to Profits?
I don't know if this is. I don't know if Franklin Shackler's saying something
sent me that.
Or not.
No, it's not. He actually sent me that. He sent me that on Twitter. This guy's funny. He sent me the interpretation if I can find it. What guy gets so many messages from Franklin? Hold on, let me see. Franklin sent me that. I'll tell you what that means. Why is Franklin not coming up? Franklin.
I got A-loggers, Alex. That's what I got to deal with. Fucking A-loggers.
I know. Dude, well, Franklin, it says something like "I love something." Gosh, it's bugging me because he sent me what the interpretation was and that he's going to send that super chat, but I don't know where it is. But whatever. Sorry, Franklin.
Payer. I've been podcasting since 2019. I paid my dues.
Well, see well, let's get into that. Well, thank you for the membership, Ray Murray or R Murray. But this is the other thing. Let's talk about like who created the Dabbleverse. Stuttering John, right? And he is an endless amount of content. But let's be real. I think I
don't give a shit about Stuttering John. Do you really give a shit about Stuttering John? I find nothing interesting about him.
Well, right. Because this is why you
care less.
No, but you and Kevin never watched the Stern show. You guys aren't Stern nuts, right? You're not a big Stern fan, are you? Yeah, no. See, you don't realize in the heyday of Stern, the E channel, I'm sure you saw the E show, but when
I saw the E channel,
that used to be the #1 rated show on the E channel before he went on his own and started Howard TV. But I mean, Stuttering John was the star of that. So anybody that's like barely a Howard Stern fan, Stuttering John was a big part of it. And then him leaving to go to the Tonight Show, that was like such drama.
Right. I get all that. So why do you give a shit about him now? That's fine.
Well, really, I kind of like him. I hate his politics, but I think it's funny. He was eating a ham sandwich. He's drunk as shit.
He doesn't even have a bologna sandwich. Oh, he's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. But who cares? So, dude, you know what's hilarious? Because the night I met you, like Ryan Long, you guys do the same thing but different approaches, which you're both brilliant at it. But like just poking at people a little bit. You find people that are very easy to poke at, and then you poke at them, and it's brilliant.
Well, a little bit, yeah. We definitely kind of bait people, but I get baited too, though. I mean,
who baited you? Who baited you?
I'm talking about these A-loggers, like me and Ryan. You're talking about how I go and I take, I troll people, right? That's what you're kind of insinuating is I troll people. So people want to troll me. They say, "Oh, Alex thinks he's such a big troll." I want to troll the troller. So it's kind of a vicious thing that I actually.
What do they do to you though?
Signed up for. Just share pictures, edit pictures, lie. The same thing they do with you, like a little thing. They turn a molehill into a mountain on anything I do. Like I wore orange shoes, and then they try to make, because I'm into conspiracies, Ray, and there's a thing where like the pedo elites, they wear red shoes. It's like the Red Shoe Club. And then this is like a thing where these elite guys go to these parties and they wear red shoes. And so they'd make like a whole like 30 thread thing about how I'm in the Illuminati and how I'm a secret pedo.
Because of red shoes?
Yes, because there's a whole conspiracy behind the red shoes. So like a conspiracy nut, a lot of my fans are conspiracy theorists. They're like, "Oh my gosh, does Alex have the red shoes?" And well, this is another thing is everybody thinks, "Oh, Alex, you just blew up overnight. You were a nobody." First of all, I worked for the show Cheaters, a reality show where we catch people cheating on their husbands and wives, and I signed an NDA, so I can only say so much, but you can kind of figure out the show is heavily produced, to say the least. My point is I worked as a PA, then a cameraman, literally just picking up tapes. Then I got to be a producer on that show, and then they said Alex, the host, was a very good friend of mine, a guy by the name of Clark Gable. His grandfather was Clark Gable from Gone to the Wind, the mega celebrity. This is his grandson. He died of a drug overdose. He ran out of pills, and he was prescribed like Vicodin or hydrocodone or something. So he went and bought some on the street, and they were pressed pills that had fentanyl in it, and he died.
All right.
He overdosed in bed with his fiancee. And the reason why that's weird is this guy had a high drug tolerance. So that's how you knew the pills were messed up.
So how was this your big break? You went from "this is my big break" to
Well, let me tell the story,
dying.
Ray.
Right.
So the guy dies, and they say, "Well, Alex, we want you to be the next host. We need a host, so you're going to be the next host of Cheaters." And then I was like really sad about my friend, but I was getting ready. So we go on hiatus. We shoot the show, then we go on hiatus for a few months, and we go back. So I was like coming back from hiatus. I was in the best shape of my life. And then a week before we start we're supposed to start filming, they call me and they're like, Alex, we hired this guy. His name's Peter Guns, and he's a rapper out of New York, actually kind of a well-known rapper. He's in his 50s, and he's a black dude. And the reason why they picked that, his name is Peter Guns, and the show's distributed by Viacom. So they made him change his name to Peter Panky because they didn't want to glamorize gun violence. And so I was so mad. They said, oh, we still want you to work producing the episodes. And I said, no, F that. And another camera guy there said, Alex, you got to start your podcast. I have a podcast studio. Come to my podcast studio. That's when I filmed my first episode. Then for about 2 or 3 months, maybe I got to where I was getting like 100 people watching my live streams. And then I started going to city council meetings. And then that's when I started acting insane. And my first kind of video.
When did you realize you can get away with acting insane? Because like I would have thought because I saw the one where the guys are the last one you just did where the guy like walked you out or whatever. And then like he like.
Well, I sued New York.
Do you have that video, Joe? Can you go to that video?
Yeah, but listen, so I sued New York City because I kept on Skyping them. I signed up. They have virtual meetings, and I signed up for 60 meetings, and they kept on just, cutting me off, not letting my Zoom, literally kicking me out of the Zoom thing because I would play little videos on my OBS. Like I'm pretty good with OBS, so I could play like videos while I was in the waiting room, and I would play videos like people dancing or like weird stuff, bizarre, creepy like videos, and so they would.
But how did you learn to find that line? Like,
that's two things. So let me finish the story with the last New York thing. So I sued them and I just settled with them for $15,000. They have 120 days to pay me. And I got to split it with my lawyer 60-40. Hi, Alex's lawyer, John Gross. He's getting a big cut of that. But this is the thing is, Ray, you have your First Amendment right. You can basically say anything. Theoretically, there's been people where there was court cases where people did a Nazi salute and they kicked him out. And technically he was allowed to do that with freedom of speech.
He was allowed to do so you can really go in there and do whatever. Now, do you think they also kind of want to keep you quiet for the fact that other people are going to find out that because I didn't know you can go in to these meetings and talk, but apparently you're allowed to. Like, do you think it's going to wake up people that just want to be pains in the asses to...
Well, yes, I have a
You're
whole
a
army.
trailblazer.
My buddy Cassidy Campbell goes. Yeah, Alex.
The Alex Army. Which army?
Well, it's not even me. I guess I'm part of the Bubba Army. I'm a big Bubba the Love Sponge fan, but I don't even have an army. I need to because I need to create a community. I don't know I need a name like the 99ers or something. But listen, when it comes to these meetings, that's kind of what blew me up. I went and the first one that went viral but didn't really put me on the map is I got mad because I said they got the heartbeat bill in Texas where they had after 6 weeks you can't get an abortion. So I went in there and I was like, no, I got bitches that need to get abortions right now. I'm trying to go to Cancun. I can't raise a baby. And so that went viral because my plan was, Ray, is I astroturf as like a fake leftist. And sometimes I make fun of people on the far right. So I'm pretending to be the most toxic person and trying to put it in a believable package so the people watching it think it's real when in reality it's totally fake. It's like Andy Kaufman-esque is what I'm trying to go for.
That's exactly what it is. All right, they're going to play the Brittany Griner video. I told them to pull that up. What I love about the Brittany Griner, for those of you that don't know, Brittany Griner, the WNBA player, her and her weed vape cartridges were on a plane in Russia, and she got put in jail for that. And we got her back for someone named the war criminal. Do you guys have that video?
Merchant of Death. Victor Bout, the Merchant of Death. Okay.
All right. My favorite thing about this video is the security guard. He's laughing with you.
Yeah, he's laughing the whole time.
He's laughing. It's kind of tough to take. I don't know if he's the bodyguard or if he's just WNBA security, but he's like laughing with you. He's like agreeing with you the whole time. All right, let's watch the video.
BG, was that a fair trade for the Merchant of Death? I know you kill it on the court, but he kills it in real life. Is it true you had to have sex with Vladimir Putin to get released from Russia, Britt?
Out of the way, dog.
Britt,
Out of the way.
Britt, is it true you had to?
Get out of the way.
What about his wife?
What are you doing?
I was trying to talk to Brittany. Hey, Britt, do you still want to boycott America, Brittany? Well, get off me.
She would stay in the locker room during the national anthem.
I'm weird. Why? She hates America. What about the Merchant of Death, Britt? Get off me. Get off me. Was that a fair trade for the Merchant of Death? I know you killed it on the court. He killed it in real life. Is it true?
Look, she's shook, dude. She doesn't even want to look at me.
Britt, you being like that?
What?
I want to talk to Britt.
Look, and then he. Okay, but
He's
this is
laughing.
actually a funny story. Yeah, he's laughing. He's definitely laughing.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
All right, we can get rid of that video.
Yeah, I know. I can't even watch it. But so let me tell you the story behind that too. Is Ray? That's what really. So you're talking about how I got on the map. So I started these city council meetings. So that got me a little known. And then I went to the Capitol.
They told you Renee Griner is flying in at 2:42 on a Wednesday. Meet her in front of Auntie M's.
No, I don't even want to say. I was just flying. It was all just random. It was very random. Is all I'm going to say with that. Because the WNBA but the WNBA tried to come after me. So that security guard, he was laughing, and he did me a favor, even though he's the one that instigated all the assault. When the cops came, because they called the cops, I got on the Sky Tram and went to a different terminal, and the cops came, and he said he didn't want to press charges because he did. He knew it was on camera. He insinuated all the physical touching. But my point is confronting these people. That's Stuttering John. That's why I like Stuttering John. What I was doing right there was Stuttering John, but I did it wrong. I've been watching these police interrogation videos, and the reason why my AOC video was successful because I was nice to her first. I should have just been really sneaky and be like, can I get a selfie with you, Brittany? And then had her there and then started being a big victim about. So I did that wrong.
You're still learning.
Still
so if you could do it, you're like, hey, can I get a selfie? I don't think she would have taken a selfie.
No, she would have been scared. She was scared to death. But I should have gone in there and been nice and then been a little more confrontational. But at the end of the day, they wanted this because now all their players, the WNBA has never been financially successful. So now so the NBA subsidizes it, so they can't afford to fly chartered flights. But now because of me, they're complaining. And then on top of that, did you see they shared it on Monday? The New York Liberty were sad because they had to take a train and a bus and a plane. It took them 13 hours to get across the country. So they think that I guess the NBA should pay for their private flights for a league nobody watches. It'd be different if someone was watching it. No, but I've given them their ratings are up 50% because of me. Because I said was that a fair trade? And then the left. This is what I love. The left came after me and they're like, this conservative right-wing pundit thinks it's funny to make rape jokes because he insinuated that Vladimir Putin raped her. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to throw her. I'm asking her a serious question. And then the reason why I want to ask the stupid question, it's kind of like that Stuttering John, is I want to try to, I guess, lighten the situation. I know that sounds weird, but I'm asking a serious question. Then I want to ask a bizarre question. So they're kind of like, what was that? It's like when I said big booty Latina to AOC. I don't want to be totally serious. I want to make the interview kind of weird and bizarre to say.
I definitely think the Brittany Griner thing, but you're right. I think Bill Burr hit it on the net. Like they have to act like they don't know. No one goes to the games. If it was the opposite, if there was like a male figure skating team that was making zero money, they would not fund it. It's like, it's insane. Like, and the Bill Burr joke is like everyone knows the answer, but they have to act like they don't know the answer. Like, I don't know why they don't get paid because nobody fucking shows up to your games. Like, so
you can buy a courtside seat. You can buy a courtside seat for $100 for the Dallas Wings. Because I was thinking about going courtside, but it's like I don't even care about the stupid freaking WNBA. But I might go to I think they're having the All-Star game in Vegas, so I might potentially go and try to talk to her in Las Vegas.
You're going to try to talk to Brittany again?
I think I might buy tickets to the Vegas. I might buy courtside seats for their WNBA All-Star game and just sit there with a sign or something weird until they kick me out.
What would you put on your sign? What would you do to draw attention?
I mean, I would just say, what would I put on my sign? I would be like, Brittany Griner so sexy, or Brittany, can I smash? Something probably sexual, just to be bizarre. But would you sleep with Brittany Griner if you were Vladimir Putin? Would you have slept with Brittany Griner?
No, I'm not attracted to Brittany Griner.
Yeah. What about what about all? This is another thing in the right wing. People are like, is she a guy? I don't think she's a guy by any means.
She's obviously a woman. She's she's obviously a woman. But no, I'm not attracted to Brittany Griner. So I'm going to read a couple super chats. Take off your hat for the rest of the podcast. It's the hat's on me. Franklin Scheckler's back. What's Bruce? Ray would be a great freeloader and fish tank too, or maybe contestant. He is Ohio's Simon Nugent, Team Cat.
Cat Maximalist. Yeah, because I have a bunch of cats. Franklin is badass. You need to go. So are you familiar with Sam Hyde at all?
No, who's Sam Hyde?
He's this badass. He's like he's a comedian, but really he's like more than that. He had a show on Adult Swim, which is like a sketch show, and Tim Heidecker from Tim and Eric got his show.
Oh, I know
canceled.
Tim and Eric. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did his show
Tim
get
and Eric-
canceled?
Because they said he was far right, and because they said in one of his videos that wasn't even on the network, like I guess they were showing controversial signals or symbols, and it wasn't even part of the sketch, but like in the background, I forget what the real reason why Tim was so mad. He really got canceled because the fans would make fun of Tim Heidecker, but they tried to say that he was racist because like in one of his sketches, I think they had 9/11 and a swastika somewhere like kind of hidden in the back. Obviously a joke, not like even
Right.
you know, but they don't. It's no joke. And with these people, everybody's a Nazi, and. No, Sam is a badass, and he did a show for 42 days where people lived in a house that he rented. He put cameras in. He put in like 50 cameras in every room or however many it was. I think it was like, I don't know, it was like 30 cameras maybe. And just had people live in there and compete for like $50,000. And it was epic. And I went in there as a freeloader. So how it works is you had people that were contestants, and then you had people that can go in there and kind of haze them. And I brought my wife's boyfriend.
You were a hazer? You were a hazer? You were there to haze people?
I was a hazer. I was kind of nice. I was there to be nice. Like there are other people were in there hazing more. I was just more kind of.
What would they do to haze people?
Like
give an example of
piss on their clothes. They would open their suitcase.
What, you were there to urinate on people's clothes?
Not me, but Frank Hassel, this badass guy. He would urinate. I think they were throwing poop on each other at one point. Somebody went to
and you were there to see it? So this had to be a mess.
I was there after the poop gate. No, it was a mess. We would get food and just throw food. You got to type in a video of me dunking a whole gallon of milk over this guy, Airsoft Fatty. It's too hard to explain, right? It is so hard. It's like a 24/7 reality show. And we trashed this house. I mean, we caused like $100,000 worth of damage, breaking stuff, spilling soda. I mean, the most degenerate.
That's fine, but when poop comes in, I'm out. Like, I'm not touching poop.
When I got in there, I signed a thing called the poop treaty on the show, and I put it on the fridge. No fecal matter anywhere when I was in the house, so there was no poop wars. They had a poop war where they were pooping on each other's stuff.
So people are literally. So you're supposed to like make it so unlivable that the last one to be in the house is the one that like can put up with the most shit.
There was like competitions and stuff, and whoever did best, you would kind of vote. Who you kind of knew the flavor of the audience and just watching the show. But no, people got kicked off. But yeah, they wanted to make people quit, and people did quit. I mean, because it was messed up. But that's what all a reality show is. It's really basically people just wanting to torture the people on the show. Sadly, especially the voyeurism type show.
Yeah, I think when poop. Did you see someone pee on another human being? In person.
I saw them pee on their bag, and I smelled bags that had urine on it. Yeah, there's a lot of fecal poop and jokes, and it was
and you were just hanging out, like you didn't want to leave the house. You were like,
Well, like I said, I kind of went in there. I went in there after Poopgate and signed a poop treaty. I had nothing to do with poop, but there was a lot of fecal and poop issues before I got there. I think the toilet broke at one point. They had to get a septic tank person to go. So yeah, there's a lot of it was a fecal friendly house. But listen, Ray, that's humans. When you put 10 people in a house, we all poop. There's going to be a poop log. I mean, there's only so many toilets, so that's just a natural thing, and you know, it's funny too.
Dude, that's insane, man. Oh.
It was insane, Ray, and that's not even the craziest parts of it. Like they would. Gosh, what is some of the weird stuff? I mean, there was a camera in the toilet. There was private toilets, but there was one room where if you took a poop, you were on camera, and Dontarius kept on pooping in there on camera. So the whole time he's just sitting there, so it's like, and you can just see like the back part of his half of his body. You can't.
Am I the only one that thought poop is never funny? Filet of fish. Ray, how's the guy? I'm good. My it's gone. I have a broken foot because I don't know if you noticed. I got a broken toe. I was running. I had a gout outbreak a few months ago, and I started running while I still had crystals in the toe. So I ended up breaking my toe.
But Ray, you probably got that gout because you're a thin guy. You think it's from the beer? Why do you think you got the gout? What do you think that's from?
I think I'm done drinking for a while. I've been
just
sober.
Stay on the weed. Yeah, just take some edibles for a little bit. I mean, you don't have to go to. Actually, to be honest, dude, when I stopped drinking, it changed my life. So I would actually encourage anybody, go have fun, but it gets to this point where, you know, it has diminishing returns. It used to be fun to drink and have fun, but now at the end of the day, it's like you just feel like shit. Now you might have gout. It's crazy. It's kind of weird how alcohol is poison. It does make us have fun. There are some fun stuff with alcohol. I'm not going to sit here and not say that it's sometimes fun to go to a bar and drink and get drunk.
It's a lot of fun sometimes. But back to the house. How did they win the house? How did the guy who won the house?
Okay, so the girl that won, she was just really, really cool. She was kind of like minorly autistic. Her name was Josie, and she was just kind of like the fan favorite. But there was a lot of other people too in the house that they liked. Like they liked this girl Letty, and she was kind of the villain. And so we all lived together, and they would do like competitions. Like they had a competition where they couldn't stop moving. Whoever stopped moving lost. So all three of them were just walking around this like 5-bedroom house, and just they can't stop moving. So they'd like get sore, and just weird competitions where they had to live outside. I was only on the show. I was there 2 nights out of 42.
So if you quit moving, the game's over. Someone lost, and they have to leave the house.
Yeah, well, there's competitions, right? So you could lose a competition and theoretically still stay. Oh. Does that make sense? Like any reality show, it's just kind of like your typical reality show, but done with no corporate sponsors or anything. So you could do whatever you wanted. I mean, it was absolutely insane. Yeah, we do stuff like this. I don't even know if this is a good one. Oh, this is when I think I throw food on Letty. Okay, here, hold on.
Listen, I should have won this competition if it wasn't for Letty. Oh.
I know that clip. Out of context, that looks kind of bad. Out of context, that looks kind of bad, but that's because Letty was my teammate and we were sabotaging each other. It's hard to understand. You have to understand the show, but Letty was actually the fecal princess. That girl right there, she's actually really pretty and nice. Well, she's nice in a sadistic way.
You look like an asshole right now.
I look like an asshole there. I know, because that's a 16-second. Type in Alex Stein doing the pouring the milk on Chris.
I saw a hashtag was there. What was he doing there? What's his real name? What do I call him?
Well, Esteban Romero is his real name, but he goes by Don Terrius. Yes,
Don
he goes by Don Terry. Yeah,
my wife's boyfriend. What was
he
doing there?
Himself. Dude, now have you seen how viral he is on TikTok? He's the most viral.
It's killing it right now.
Video. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, I know. Essy's doing well. They just flew him out to Philadelphia. He was just at some event because everybody, dude, he had that one TikTok where a girl, he was playing a homeless guy, and a girl picks him up off the street. She's like, "Oh, I gave this homeless guy a bed for the night," and then it's like it shows a progression of a year, and she gets pregnant, and they have a baby together, and it's just so unbelievable. It's so freaking funny. But yeah,
dude, good for him.
No,
he's a nice guy.
He's always
been a nice guy. Yeah.
Dude, and he's good because I brought him into Troy Nels, a congressman from Texas. I brought Don Terrius to the Capitol. I had him in Marjorie Taylor Greene's office. I had him in Troy Nels' office as sitting congressman, shirtless, like acting like a total nut job. And this is in Longfellow. This is a building in the Capitol. Like, this is not.
When was this? When was he in the Capitol?
This is in January. This is when I brought him to the Capitol.
January 6th? This was January 6th. They're going to get him in trouble.
Capitol together. Yeah, Esty and
Where were you on January 6th?
Where were you
on January 6th?
Well, see, and I'm not trying to sound like a know-it-all, but one of my good friends, and it makes me sick to say this, a guy by the name of Luke Coffey. So I was doing my podcast. That's when I was a lot smaller, but I had a podcast. 200 or 300 people were listening, which is great. But my buddy called in as he was driving to January 6th, and like in the clip, I'm like, dude, I just be careful. I keep saying conspiracy theorist. There's a thing Alex Jones exposed this years ago at the World Trade Organization in Seattle, where it's called agent provocateurs. Let's say there's actually people doing a peaceful protest. Well, the government will put in military type people to actually make the protest not peaceful so they can shut it down. So it's called agent provocateurs.
So that's a real thing. So when people say like it's all staged, they're crisis actors, like that's where that comes from.
Yeah, well, like, crisis actors is different, but yes, that's part of it.
It would be the exact opposite. It'd be the exact opposite. A crisis actor would be.
Yeah, a crisis actor, and there are type crisis actors where there's weird, like 2 people have commented on like shootings.
Let me read these real quick because I'm getting beat. Come on, Ray, take off the hat. No, I'm not, Mr. Doodle. I'm very disappointed that Alex had yet to scream Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
They do matter.
They do. They do.
Yes. All right, so back to January 6th. Tell me about your story. Why were you not there? That would have been right in your
yeah, well, kind of. But really, dude, I believe we have a uniparty. The right is just as crooked as the left side. So even though I'm
that's everybody. They're both. Yeah, they're both.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anybody that's like, The right wing's going to save us. Yeah, right, buddy. Yeah, don't hold your breath. But okay, so listen. So I was talking about the agent provocateurs, and as my buddy's going out there, I'm like, dude, be very careful, Luke. Be very careful. Well, he didn't even get inside, but there was a point. There was a girl that died outside of it. Not Ashley Babbitt. She died inside, but I forget the girl's name. It's just I can't think of it right now. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. He grabbed a crutch and he went and pushed his crutch against their like plastic barriers,
Right.
and they charged him with assault. But him and I did 2 podcasts when he was driving up there, like the 2 days, like the day before he left to drive and then the day he was driving. And I'm telling him, I'm like, Luke, be careful. You probably shouldn't go. There's going to be agent provocateurs.
So what happened with them?
He got arrested, charged with felony assault. He's facing 50 years in federal prison, and they used that podcast in court. And I was talking about how there was going to be because I'm not saying I was know-it-all. I just knew something bad was going to happen because they wanted. It's kind of like with the Brittany Griner thing. They want to have a villain, so they're able to say like Alex Stein is a creepy villain going after these people. So with January 6th, it's easy to say. Listen, I'm not saying that they didn't break some windows and it didn't kind of the optics of it didn't look great. There's smoke bombs going off. People running in the Capitol. I get that, but they want to make it much worse in order to put in all these kind of regulations in order to basically go after.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. I get what you're saying. Yeah, there's going to be.
Wait, let me finish this point. No, because you say, I'm telling you, this is serious. It's called this victimhood mentality. Everybody wants to be a victim. Even these politicians in D.C. These are the most powerful people in the world.
Yes, everybody wants to be a victim. Everybody wants to be. I agree with you. Everyone's a victim. Everyone sees their side before they see like the other person's side. Now, nobody. That's all. That's all religion is. Like, yes, it'd be nice if there's a God and everything, but that's all it is. They don't really give a fuck. It's more a way to get people to think along the way that they want people to think. That's all it fucking is. So
and
yes,
guys,
I agree with you. Neither side gives a fuck about you. So don't go to the Capitol because you want to be a fucking like. You're also an idiot.
Go into the Capitol. Well, I'm saying,
be a real man and start dressing like Alex. I hear you. This is my old G-Hope. Alex, Shuli's producer Joe won't let me use my Richard pick as a profile.
He's talking about Tricky Dick. He's Richard Nixon
Tricky
right
Dick.
there.
Richard Nixon.
Speaking of Richard Nixon, he was the president when we faked the moon landing, Ray. What do you know about the 1969 through 1972 Apollo space program?
You know what I loved is when they said, who did they say? The Buzz Armstrong, the one that punched the guy when he said,
yeah, Buzz Aldrin, yeah, to Bart Sibrel, yeah. Well, I mean, dude, the moon
landing was fake, and he's like, and he punched him.
He said you're a coward, and then you punched him. But dude, there's no blast crater. Even according to NASA, we can't get through the Van Allen radiation belts because there's so much radiation. And just the sheer fact that they say that in 1969 we had the technology, but we
went to the moon. We went to the moon, Alex. Stop it.
Right,
Stop it. We went to the moon. I'm not fucking to the moon, Alex. To the moon.
And Ray, do you think 9/11 was just perpetrated by 18 guys with box cutters?
No, there's more to it than. But yes, we've been to the moon, dude. We've been to the fucking moon.
No, we haven't. Not even
we've
close.
We've been to the moon.
Ray, we can't get out of low Earth orbit today. You can't. Ray, we've never been, bud. We've never been.
Come on, man.
Wait, no.
I remember being a little kid watching the rocket take off, the Challenger, and then it blowing up, and all the teachers fell back down to Earth because of the thing, the shuttle fucking exploded.
That's a Challenger. That didn't go to the moon. That was in 1986. And you need to look at the Challenger astronauts. They've all been found after. Google it. Producer Joe. Type in Challenger astronauts all found. Type in Challenger astronauts all found. I don't even want to pull it up. Yes.
This is what happens when you hang out in a house and you poop on people. When you piss and poop on people, you and shirtless hashtag Esteban. Fucking urinating and pooping.
Ray, with all due respect.
We've been to the moon.
No, we haven't. I'm going to be nice to you because I'm going to give you a break because I like you. But yes, I'm just telling you, you've done no research in this. And if you believe the government, Ray, do you believe the government? Do you think the government would lie to us?
We've been to the moon. I assume we've been to the moon.
We have not been to the moon. No. And why haven't we been back
then? Why do we have NASA? If we
NASA's full of shit. NASA's full of shit. And notice that we don't really now it's all SpaceX and Blue Origin because now we're subsidizing it to private companies. So listen, NASA is so full of crap. And you need to look up Gus Grissom. He was actually the original astronaut that was supposed to walk on the moon. And he landed. What he did is he put a limit on the lunar lander when they were doing the prep for the mission. And then he died on the launch pad doing a test launch. It wasn't even going in the air. They were just practicing getting in the thing, and there was so much.
You're saying this is
there.
all bullshit. You're saying I don't know, man.
You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, you've never looked at it.
You're right. I don't know. I assume we've been to the moon. Maybe you need to fucking talk to.
I gotta talk to you. You gotta do some research. Well, dude, Neil Armstrong, when he died, he didn't do any interviews. He was the first person to walk on the moon, and he talked about it. He was at the White House speaking in front of a bunch of kids, and he said it's the future generations to find out all the untruths in the world.
All right. What do you guys think of the chat?
And dude, I'll send you a video. And you need to watch the press conference after the astronauts got back. They're basically crying, like after the people win the district championship in high school basketball. Everybody's going crazy. These people just went to the moon, and their press conference are like, well, I don't remember if I saw stars. They're arguing in the press conference if they remember seeing stars, right?
So you're saying it was all right. I got to look into it. I don't know. I'm saying we went to the moon because. I don't know.
Told you so.
Because they said so, and you don't think we've been to the moon. Well, then why are there still astronauts? Why are there still astronauts?
According to NASA, do you know how many people have been to space? Ever?
No,
less than 200 people. Less than 200 people ever in the history of our existence. Less than 200 people have been to what they call low Earth orbit. That's space.
So you're saying we've never been. All right, you could be right. I don't know. I will look at this new. But I just assume we've been to the moon. Let me read super chats.
I want to send you. I'll send you a documentary that'll make you think something, make you question the reality. But listen, I don't
love Alex. I gotta read that super chats, Alex. Come on, let me do this prime time. Let me do this. Love Alex on BTLS. Ray should have dressed up for this interview. #slob. All right, thank you, Sean H. John says
I said Ashley Babbitt.
Ashley Babbitt. Say her name, Ray. Ashley Babbitt. Thank you, John.
Ashley Babbitt died inside. I'm talking about the girl that died. Her name was like Victoria.
I'm dead inside. I'm dead inside. Thanks for this conversation. I thought we'd been to the moon. Daniel Poon. He's real. The moon landing, maybe not. Alex Ray's middle name is EPP Epps. Don't trust him. Epps. It's
Ray Epps. Ray
DeVito does not get that reference.
No, I don't. Yeah. Sorry. Jimmy I. Let me read these super chats. Get caught up on them. Jimmy I says, Alex, let's cut to the chase. Ray has female issues, meaning he hasn't got laid well. Any tip? Should he wear a suit? It's hot outside right now. No,
but let's before we get to the next super chat, I do want to address this because this is another thing though. You kind of listen. Dating is hard, especially in this modern era. Everything, just go get a girlfriend. Like,
just go get one. They're just out there. Just go get one.
No. Well, it's hard because you have to be.
Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a girlfriend?
Well, actually, me and my girlfriend are going through problems right now because
you're shitting on other people's belongings when you're not hanging out with her. You're in random houses, urinating on stuff. I don't see what's wrong. I don't see how we're not seeing an eye on stuff.
That, Ray. Other people were doing that. I was in the house after that happened, which I made clear multiple times. But I
threw poop on Lemmy. I threw poop on Lemmy, and she's not cool with it. I don't get what's up.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm on your side that it's hard to date too, but this is the other thing. You got to be more. You got to have a little killer instinct because I'm not that young. I'm in my late 30s now, technically. I'm 36. But what I've noticed is, Ray, the older we get, not that we're old, but girls want it more than the guys do. So really, that's what you're talking earlier, how you need to take a blue chew. You might need a freaking blue chew, and you need to get drunk and go get laid. Just a slump buster. You need to go get with a fat girl just to get it all, just to release that thing. Because it's like a
release it.
No, but because you're in that thing. Oh, I love Drunk on Cringe. He has the best channel, Drunk on Cringe. Everybody go subscribe right now to Drunk on Cringe. I watch his stuff all the time.
Drunk on Cringe is awesome. Hi, Alex. What do you think of Kaz, Rev, Mears, and Ray? Stop screaming over your guest. Yes, Drunk on Cringe also did some clips for me. I'll put up a clip. Drunk on Cringe. It's good.
Okay, but why don't I know the Kaz, Rev, Mears? I'm looking up right now. It sounds familiar, but what is this? It's a Russian esoteric literature from the 90s. It's a device made from long sheets of aluminum curled into a cylindrical. How do I say? Cylinder?
A cylinder?
Cylindrical.
God, I can't even read. Cylindrical spiral. It is alleged to focus different types of radiation, including that coming from biological objects when those objects are placed inside. Well, esoteric, that means we don't know what it is. Alex, don't waste your time. Ray knows nothing. Single mother of 5, please explain. I mean, listen, Ray, I think that you know a lot.
He's making a joke. He's making a joke because I explained the single mother of 5 thing before. That's a lady I lost my virginity to. That's what he's trying to do.
Oh, yeah, I remember that was a gymnast, right? What was the story with that? She was 18, you're 18 or whatever. What was the gimmick with that?
Yeah, and then I didn't have sex with her, so she dumped me, and then I had to have sex with a mother of 4.
Is this the real Carlos Danger, or is this a Carlos Danger impersonator?
This is the real Carlos Danger. Ray, believe the guy who got pushed off cheaters.
Is Carlos Danger trying to talk smack? Is that what Carlos Danger is trying to do right there? Wow,
he's a feisty fat guy. He's a feisty fat
I know
guy.
he's a fight, but you know it's funny because I make fun of like Shuley or whatever trying to beat a dead horse, but I mean Carlos, he's trying to ingratiate himself in the Dabbleverse more than anybody I've ever seen. I mean he's desperate for the Dabbleverse. Danger, you got nothing but the Dabbleverse. So I mean, listen, you can make fun of me all you want, but all you got is the Dabbleverse, Danger. Yeah, that's all you got.
He helps me out with my podcast. He's got that.
I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's all he has in this world. His whole life revolves around the Dabbleverse. I just couldn't imagine. Couldn't be me, Carlos.
Did it hurt you when he said you got kicked off of Cheaters? Is that what happened?
No, but I thought I kind of liked Carlos. I didn't know he was coming here with the smoke. Well, no, I don't even have a beef.
Well, you're the one urinating on people's belongings in some random house.
He's trying to tease me about cheaters. I mean, I tease him back a little bit. I think that's just how. Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's already fat.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Washman, obviously we didn't go to the moon. Earth is flat also. Ridiculous. Tampaletic catalytic converters. Alex, send a super chat. Then Ray, here's what you say. Oh,
that is kind of funny. I do need to send a super chat. Actually, let me switch accounts. I'm in my burner account.
You don't have to send super chats. We're right here.
No. I kind of want it to be. I want it to be funny. No. But Ray, listen. When it comes to the podcast wars, I freaking love it. One thing that I am mad about though is I guess the person that makes me the most mad is. And I like him. I actually like Opie. But I don't understand why Opie, I was watching a stream of Opie and he was getting so mad that Kevin gets thousands of dollars in Super Chat. Because Kevin actually does a show at a scheduled time every day. He's actually was like meticulous about it. That's why he's built that audience. And I think Opie could have a lot more success if he'd actually ingratiate himself in the Dabbleverse. But he like wants to watch it, but not go on people's podcasts unless it's Corn Diff, which I like Corn Diff. But dude, have some balls. Go on these guys' podcasts. Get involved. I just don't like.
Oh yeah, Opie,
he does network.
Yeah, he does. Then again, I never gave a shit about Opie either. You know what I mean? I don't hate Opie. I have no reason to.
I like Opie. See, I loved Opie and Anthony, so I like. I'm an Opie and Anthony mark. I'm a stand for. Opie and Anthony.
Too.
Yeah.
What do you call it? I loved Opie and Anthony. I love it. I did Jim and Sam the other day, which I think that's what is now.
Why did they say that?
See, Ray, what's left of Opie and Anthony.
My A-logs, Jim and Sam, I bet they love that they're still working there and they're not. But I bet that kills Opie. I bet that has to just kill Opie that Sam Roberts is still there and he's not. But Opie took a picture of somebody pooping. I mean, I'm very unprofessional and I would not. I was in a house with people pooping all around. But if I worked for corporate America, I wouldn't be taking pictures of employees taking a dump. I know that. But
you're doing it on TV. You were doing it on is that what you do at the Blaze?
If he would have done it on TV, yeah, we just film each other pooping. No, if he would have done it on TV, it would have been fine. But because he did it privately, it's weird. You know, if they would have had like a pooping stunt where they had to publicly poop, it would have been A-okay for the cameras. But it's much more, it's kind of devious when it's not a bit or it's not part of the show. And it's just like, private thing.
What's your next go-to? What do you want to do? Who you got your? You can't really say because that would give it away.
No, so you didn't know this. So I'm fighting. So KSI, he has a thing called Happy Punch.
Who's KSI?
Okay, I'm doing an influencer boxing match, Ray, in 14 days on the 22nd. I'm boxing against a guy named Mo Dean in a professional boxing match. I'm actually on the prelims, so everybody can watch my fight for free. You don't have to pay for the pay-per-view, which I love. And this is my first pro fight. And I've been training like crazy, dude. That's why I just got done working out before this, and I'm still kind of like, after you work out, how I've been working out really hard, not just normal workouts, doing 2 a days. So I'm just kind of like still and I've been dieting.
What's his size? How big are you? How big is he?
Well, see, I'm 6'3". I think he's only 5'11", so I have an advantage, and he might weigh a little more than me now because I'm down to 222, and I want to get down to I want to lose about another 10 pounds. I want to be like under 215. I think he's in 230, but I'm taller than him. I'm going to beat him in this boxing match. I mean, he could get a lucky punch. He could. But I'm going to go in there and knock this dude's head off. His name's Mo Dean. Let me try
Mo Dean. Can you pull up a picture, Austin or Joe, who's ever back there? I want to see this Mo Dean. And what's your history with them? Do you like each other? Do you not like each other? What's your history?
Actually, I don't really have any beef with him, but he's famous because he goes up to like other streamers and stuff, and he's like kiss him on the cheek. He does really weird stuff, and he's like gotten in John Cena's face. So he's kind of an internet troll, and he's based in the UK. So that's why Keemstar is the one who set it up, and that's the reason he set it up. Because this guy, this Modine, he's been challenging people to fights constantly. He challenged Logan Paul. See, Happy Punch is KSI. This is a big promo. This is like those influencer boxing matches with there's Creator Clash, which is iDubbbz that lost a bunch of money.
He looks meaner than you, and he's got tattoos.
I know, and everybody's saying in the prelims he has a 70% chance of winning all the voting. Yeah, but this is another thing, Ray. You've seen me in person. You probably don't remember. Everybody thinks I look small. I guess my camera.
No, you're a big dude. You're a big dude.
I'm a big dude. I'm 6'3", and I played high school football. I played a little. I got kicked out. I mean, I played one semester in college basically, and quit the team because I got my ass kicked so much. But what I'm saying is, he doesn't realize I look like a soft little white guy, but I grew up in a bail bond office. My dad is a licensed bail bondsman.
You look like you're his lawyer, right? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and that's what I want you to think, because I'm going to bring freaking, what is that famous law firm from Barnes and whatever? What's Cecil and Barnes? What's the famous New York law firm they always talk about? That was always on the billboards.
Salino and Barnes.
I'm like Salino and Barnes, dude. Here's Salino, here's Barnes. He's going to need he's going to need a judge to save his ass.
This just looks like he was a perpetrator in your yard or something.
Go to his Instagram. Joe, pull up his Instagram.
And Ray, did you send Carlos the link?
Yeah, you can.
Is Danger coming?
Link. Yeah, send him the link.
I'm asking you.
He better not get in here. Danger doesn't want this.
Ray, I'm asking you, did you send it to him?
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay, so he's backstage.
Okay, let me read these super chats. We'll get him in.
Bring his ass on now.
Carlos's family, shut your big yapper.
What's your problem, Alex Stein?
Hang on, let me read these.
So you're a moon landing lover, huh? So you love the moon landing.
We landed on the goddamn moon.
Yeah, right. You wish, but
how dare you say I'm trying to ingratiate myself on the Dabbleverse? Silk City hot sauce, pain in the brain. Ray DeVito hot sauce now available.
Goes great on a steak.
Discount code RAYTARD.
And I have a sauce. I forget the name of my sauce, but it is delicious if anybody wants to buy it. It's that Silk City hot sauce. I think it's called Prime Time sauce or Prime Time with Alex Stein.
I flew to the moon and back.
He's doing so well, he doesn't give a shit about his sauce, Ray. You hear that?
No, dude, I'm the sauce boss. I don't even, dude. I just get the checks in the mail. It's called mailbox money, dog.
Did you hear he urinates on people's luggage? Did you hear that, Carlos?
I thought that was Kevin Dumbfuck.
No, that's what he did
that was
on a
Frank
TV.
Castle. No, what I did is I took all the poop and fecal and I signed a treaty making that all not exist in the house anymore. But before I was there was copious amounts of fecal matter, urination, throw up, mixed with food, mixed with semen. I think there was blood.
What does this have to do with Frank Pellegrino?
No, it's
Frank Castle. Frank Castle.
He was on.
He's a different guy. See, there's a Dabbleverse, and this is the Sam Hyde verse. It's a totally different corner of the internet, and that's what
They're
I'm
scarier. They're scarier.
They're scarier. Yes.
Let me read these super chats, and then all right, hang on. A says I'm late, Ray, but awesome to see Primetime 99. Latinas all day. #respect. Thank you, Ace. Bob's Old Teeth. You're boxing the mayor of London. Apparently, Bob's Old Teeth, Carlos, the sweaty thigh-hard wannabe of the Dabbleverse.
But dude, who just said that? See, that's why the chat is so funny. I haven't even thought of that joke. I'm going to say I'm boxing the mayor because the mayor of the UK is a guy named Sadiq Khan, who is like a Muslim guy like that. I'm going to start saying that. That guy, see, the chat is so much funnier than
So
people on
what's
the
your
show.
beef with this? How did you two come together to fight? How did you and him? Is he a fighter? I get it. You were an athlete.
No,
at
he's
one
not a
point.
fighter. I'm not even a fighter.
So
but
that's
this guy's
good
been-
news. That's
It
good
is
news.
good news. Yeah. And I don't even think he's been training as hard as me. So I think that's good news for me. But how he
And you don't hate
kept on-
him. You don't have a beef with him at all. There's no beef.
No, but no beef. But I'm a competitor. I'm going to get in that ring. I mean, I'll hug him before, I'll hug him after. But when we're in that ring, dude, I am going to. I mean, I'm a pit bull. That's how I played football. I get in this mindset too, where, like, when I'm competing. If it's real competition, I'm not talking about a pickup basketball game or joking around, but like if this is kill or be killed, this is Oklahoma drill football, dude. No, I don't. No, I'm not gonna.
Oklahoma. What's an Oklahoma drill?
Oklahoma drills. You both
Tell me
do
how-
3-point stances and you just punch each other and you see who can drive each other the farthest back. I mean, it's like the test of strength in football. You would do the Oklahoma drill at the beginning of like spring training or at the end to kind of decide like the depth chart. A lot of times the depth chart would come down to Oklahoma drill, who was the tougher guy. So yeah, it's just like mano-a-mano. And I love physical contact. I love fighting, punching, football. So
When's the
I'm
last
gonna
time
take
you've
some
been in a
punches.
fight? When's the last time you've been in a
Dude,
fight?
years ago. But we don't
What was
have
it
time, but I
about?
can-
What happened?
Well, no. Well, I mean, street fight, yeah, it's been years, but I was in this like kind of fake boxing match where we had these big gloves and this headgear on. It was in a bar and it was a non-sanctioned fight, and I knocked the dude out. Here, I want to try to pull that video up.
Find it.
Prime time. Yeah, knocks out. Let's see.
Tiger 74, 74, 74. Hey, Pimp, who wins in a fight, KB or Shuli? Neither of them are fighters. I don't see them fighting.
Maybe I can go to my YouTube.
I can
Studio.
see Alex wanting to fight, but I can't imagine you being mad. I can't see you getting mad at people.
Yeah, I mean, I can get mad just like you can get mad.
Well, I can get mad at people, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm no different. Like I said, I don't have any beef, but I guess my biggest beef is with the people that want me to lose, right? Those are the people that here play this short boxing match, Joe. Pull that up in the share screen. You can see this is the last fight I got in. This is 13 years ago at LSU, probably 15 years ago when I was in college, the last boxing match I was in. And I knocked this dude out. Watch this clip.
in that nice living room, you knocked him out. That nice, beautiful living room.
You'll see. You gotta turn off the ad blocker. You gotta do it the YouTube Premium. Okay, here. Let's see. Okay, that's me to the left. Bam, bam, right there. He knocked out. Look how out, dude. He's out, Ray. That guy was
Who is that
asleep.
guy?
Just a guy that challenged in the bar. They're looking for, you just signed up. That was in college. Yeah, you just signed up at the bar for everyone to fight. And that's me. I'm shirtless, and I started like taunting him. But dude, he's actually out. Like if you watch his video, they have to get a medic to try to revive him. He's not joking, dude. That guy is all the way out.
Holy shit! Did you feel
So
bad?
No, not really.
You can get rid of that. So you felt fine to like that's gotta be like, I don't know, if someone gets, they can't be doing that at bars. If something happens to that dude, that bar's liable. Look how he
we
just signed up.
We signed our lives away, but yeah, I mean, I guess technically they're probably liable, but yeah, we were fully whatever happens is not our problem type situation, but
They just had you sign up. Where that's
we just
definitely
signed,
like
that
a
was
Texas.
see. Yeah, well, that was at LSU, and anything happens in Louisiana. I was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at a bar called Reggie's, or no, that might have been at JL's bar. But that's like the Tigerland bars that are, dude, you can't even take a shit. Like the urinals are just, troughs that you pee in that have ice in it. One of those type places, like
A lot of shit and pissing talk on this today. You got houses you
believe it or
can't.
not.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, we all piss and shit, right? That's one thing about us. That is one thing we all have in common. Even a person politically
So
different than I am, we
Shits
both
and
have in
poops.
common that we shite and we pee.
So that dude, like, you knocked that guy, like there's no way that can hold up. Like, remember, it only lasted like 2 months. Remember that slap boxing thing, the slap
I
fighting?
think that's still going on. I don't know if it's as viral, but yeah, dude, that was nuts. Watching that slap and the guys would rear back, dude. I don't like watching that.
And
That's
like
too-
half their face was like on the other side. It was so swollen. Like it was just concussion after concussion. It was insane. It's like I don't know how this is legal. Tiff, In my experience, men who brag about how tough they are and promulgate how amazing their high school accomplishments are a colossal disappointment. And the hashtag Ray Free July. I don't know how you are in the sack, but apparently Tiff's saying now you want to fight Tiff.
No, I don't want to fight Tiff. I just like how Tiff's imagining having her sex with me. That's what I like about Tiff. Like Tiff is telling me this thing, and Tiff's like, "Oh, I wonder what it'd be like to have sex with Alex. Oh, it probably wouldn't be good. I would probably have to do all the work. Now I'm going to pay $20 so I can tell him about my fantasy of wanting to have sex with him. Oh, I feel so good." But Tiff's probably a guy. I wish I was a real girl, but that was obviously some dude. So sadly, that is the world that we live in. Half the girls on the internet are actually dudes.
I can't believe you said we've never been to the moon.
No way. Can't even get close to it.
I was told we've been to the moon. I was told we've been to the moon.
A lot of stuff. You were told a lot of stuff, Ray, and you've been lied to. You've been lied to a lot in your life, and a lot of people are going to tell you lies. They're going to tell you, stories, and it's your choice whether to believe them, whether to look into them, or just listen. You can get a good look at a T-bone steak by sticking your head up a cow's ass, but I'd rather take the butcher's word for it. That's from
Tommy boy.
Yeah, and you know why that is? Because he's trying to sell them brake pads without them actually looking into it. So I'm saying you should look into this stuff. You shouldn't just take the butcher's word for it. That's a salesman technique that he was using. And the government uses salesman techniques to make you believe they're lies.
Alex Reslinski says, Alex in space, weightlessness and weightlessness. Weightlessness and weightlessness. All right. It's very true. I don't know. So you're saying we haven't been.
That sounds like a scientist right there.
Yeah, that is true. Alex, please red pill Ray. All right.
Well, no, you know what red pill? You know what red pill means, right?
No. What's red pill?
You don't know what red pilling means?
I mean,
it's from the Matrix. Do you remember the Matrix?
Oh, yeah. You take this pill.
Take the blue pill or the red pill. So the red pill is kind of like the real world we live in. It's like, it's a conspiratorial statement, but it's also kind of more like the anti-woke statement. Being red-pilled is being like kind of anti-woke, I guess you would say. And it's just kind of awake to the lies. Like, look at this. Ray, think about this.
Ray's
Our
gone,
government.
Sir. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I don't know what just happened, but he dropped off. Yeah,
I just noticed him. Probably his internet died. But now I can't red pill him. But I'll read this. Jimmy I. Alex, Aaron Immold, I love Aaron, purports to be a boxer yet can't satisfy his wife. How fast could you knock him out, even with Gino as his ring girl teasing you? I don't know. I think that thing got blown out of proportion. People just love it. I watched a Red Bar clip of it. They really killed him on that one. But I would tell this to Aaron, he set himself up too. He just shouldn't have, he has his girl right there, and you're going to talk about sex. And I mean, this is the other thing. Based in reality, if you're married,
who gives a shit? Do you really care? Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, no, I don't care.
You really think it was that big of a deal?
Somebody you're married to, your wife, if you're going to have sex, once a day, not every time she's going to get off. I think that's possible. I mean, I don't think that makes him, a total cuck, as they say, or whatever they're saying.
Everyone's a cuck. Everyone's a cuck, Alex.
I know.
Everyone's a cuck. Welcome to the internet.
This is what I'd say to Aaron, though, is if you can't do it, though, that way he needs to at least do the 2-finger, the tongue. He does need to finish the job. But sometimes you're in a hurry, you're sweaty, you're this and that. You don't want to do oral, you don't want to do that. There's different circumstances for sex. So
one in the brown, 2 in the stink. 1 in the brown, 2 in the stink.
That's not how that goes.
That's not.
Exactly. That's why I said
it's 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Yes.
No, Ray, when you get with this girl, do not do that. As a matter of fact, on the show, we brought a prostitute. This guy,
1 in the brown, 2 in the stink. 1 in the brown, 2 in the stink.
Is it true Alex has been to April DMs? No, but I am friendly with April and Aaron. But on the show, there's this guy, Airsoft Fatty, had been laid in 3 years, and he talked about it, and he used to date this black woman. So we found a prostitute, brought him on the show. When she went to, and you'll love this, more poop jokes. When she went and he got naked, there was a huge poop stain on his boxers, so this prostitute wouldn't sleep with him.
What's with you? You do love poop today. Ace. Ray Bleeds, it was Don Jr. Coke in the White House. It was. I was there. I was partying. Terry Nee, Alex, have you ever shared a fence with Bob Lee? He's saying you're a fence sitter.
A little bit. I mean, because this is why. This is how I kind of This is how I kind of rank the Dabbleverse. It's like Kevin is like number one. He's my favorite
So
show.
what's going on in the Dabbleverse? So your favorites, Kevin. The Alex guy was talking about pills and poop and pee. Who takes pills and poops and pees? Oh my God, Ray. All right. That's a good one, Franklin Shackler. Alex, can you explain Adam 22 cup situation, Ray? I think it's funny. It's funny to hear both your thoughts on the subject.
So
do you know
anything?
Ladies, sign up. No.
Do you know anything about Adam 22? Okay, so he's a guy. 22? He has a huge podcast called No Jumper, and he actually makes porn. And he married his wife in May, who has an OnlyFans that he shoots threesome porn with, or have like him.
I saw that at Legion of Skanks the other day. They had
and he let
that guy with that giant penis. Yeah.
He got his wife a month after they got married. He let this guy for her OnlyFans. He filmed it. He filmed like a 6'6" black dude with a monster cock bang his wife, and then supposedly why the banging the porn star talked about the video of the guy, and he said why they were doing it. The girl's like, "Do you like that, you little boy?" She was talking to Adam 22 supposedly why the black dude was hitting it. So,
wow. So you thought Aaron had a bad week?
Yeah, no, Aaron's week is great compared to Adam. Yeah. And I like Adam 22, and he's leaning into it. He's like, "Oh, I'm a cuck." And there's this other guy I have beef with. His name's Destiny, who you don't know who he is. He's a huge streamer. Every time he streams, he has 5,000 live viewers. And he has an open relationship with his wife. And him and I had a debate about who is a bigger scumbag, basically, because I called AOC a big booty Latino, or because he lets other guys bang his wife. And so he doesn't like me. But there's this new kind of vibe where people like almost are actually cuckolds. It's not just a joke we say. They're actually. Yeah,
I have a joke about
it.
I already had I had a fucking joke that did very well about cuckold. Like, are you into cuckold?
Well, let me rank the Dabbleverse. One
of the brown and a fist in the clown. Big Daddy Dodo. Thanks, buddy. All right.
Okay,
this is just I'm number one. Let's start.
This is just me watching. What I'm saying is, I like to watch Kevin's because every day, and I'm on his Patreon, and I don't watch the whole show, and I really mainly go back and watch the clips if I'm being honest. But I just like Kevin's show, the super chats. I just think Kevin is very funny. Like he reminds me of like Al Bundy, and I used to love Married with Children. That was my favorite show as a kid. So he just kind of, I don't know what it is, but Kevin makes that. Then I love Carl. Who are these podcasts? I think Carl is doing an incredible job. And then you have Shuli that's commenting on it. So I think like those three are kind of like the triangle of the Dabbleverse, right? And then you're kind of you're in the center of it. Chad's in the center of it. Like you're in that triangle, and Bob's in the center of it because he goes to different sectors of it. And you can like stay steel toes kind of in it. And obviously there's other podcasters that are in this Dabbleverse, but it is the funniest thing because it's not political. It's not serious. Like we're making fun of people's cooking steaks. It's just the best. It's the best kind of entertainment when it's no stakes. It's like low stakes.
You're the one. Low stakes. That's the name of this episode. Low stakes.
Low stakes. I'm just saying it is good natured ribbing because like Kevin and Shuli fighting about their numbers. That's funny and that's not really serious. I mean, Kevin probably is like, "Oh, I don't like Shuli right now," but it's not like a real thing. They're not going after their wives. They're not.
You missed it. No, it's personal. You didn't hear they're gonna fight in Atlantic City now. They're going to fight.
Wait, Kevin is going to... Shuli backed down from the Bagel Boss. And I would like to talk to Shuli about that. The Bagel Boss, he's like, "Oh, I wouldn't have fought for $5,000. The Bagel Boss was 4 foot tall and was homeless and was like begging for free bagels. Shuli should have gotten in the ring and knocked him out. I don't know why. And that's another thing.
And plus, that guy went down pretty easily. If you remember the first video, that's what started it. That just like, he's like all tough. And the guy just like shoved him and he went down like a house of cards, just like
It was such an awkward fall when the guy like comes after him and he falls on top of him. Dude, that was such a good video.
It's like, oh shit, I am only 3 feet tall and weigh 42 pounds.
But this is another thing.
We're kind of in trouble here.
Where I want to have Shuli's back. Shuli was lame for not fighting him, but see, I love Shuli because I really stopped watching. Shuli towards the end of his run on Howard had this great beef with oh my gosh, why am I know his name, Brent Hatley. I don't know why I couldn't think of it, and I love Brent now. But Brent Hatley was like, speaking of cuck, he has an open marriage. So basically, Shuli would troll him because his wife, Brent's wife, was getting laid all the time. Like they were supposed to go on this LA trip, and Brent was supposed to sleep with all these girls in LA. And he didn't. And then while his wife was back home in New York, she was with like this like black porn star type guy. So that content was great. I mean, Shuli was so fucking funny, like messing with Brent. And Brent was funny back. Brent actually handled it pretty well. But then when they both left, the show was over. They were the last funny thing on the Howard Stern show, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said, I never. Although when I was doing Jim and Sam the other day, out of the blue, I saw Mike Trainer, who's a comic I haven't seen in years, and I saw Mike. I was like, I go, hey, what's up, man? And he goes, yeah, I guess he's on air. He works for Howard Stern now. He's on air sometimes. He's a producer over there. I just happened to see him like.
Wait, what's his name? Who?
Mike Trainer.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know him that well, but I know of Mike Trainer. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was random. I'm like, oh, dude, I haven't changed. He's like, yeah, it's like I've been working here 10 years. Like, it kind of. He's like pays way more than doing stand-up comedy. I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
Italian
Is it true? I'll read
Stallion.
this. Italian Stallion. Is it true? Alex is going to work for Ben Mintz at Brick Watches. You know that was one of my most legendary videos when I stormed the headquarters at Barstool Sports. Did you see that, Ray?
Yeah. I want to talk about that. Let me read these two super chats. I don't want to talk about that. Alex, can you wish Jesse Powell Cloud a happy birthday? I don't know if they're trying to get me to say a name real fast, but. To Mr. Cloud, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Cloud.
Yeah. We had C, Mac, and PGL on Little Mirror Stream covering it. All right. Teamster him. All right. So, yeah, what's with you in this Barstool? What was the whole...
Dude, they kept sharing my content. So I had this video where I went to Las Vegas City Council, and I talked about how I got wasted, ended up sleeping with this transgender, and it went so viral. 50 Cent shared it. Chad Johnson, like the reason why
Ocho Cinco?
Ocho Cinco shared it. Ocho Cinco, my homie. But he shared it, and then Barstool Sports shared it. But in the video, I talked about how I lost all my money. So they actually shared two of my videos where I talked about gambling and losing all my money. And the second time they shared it on their page, like they ripped my video and they shared it as their own content, didn't even tag me even. And then they took it down. So the second time I quote tweeted Dave Portnoy, I was like, you're literally accused of some of the most heinous crimes ever, but my content's too sketchy for Barstool Sports. And then he just got so pissed and invited me on his podcast. And then an hour later, somebody sent him a video of me like confronting some protesters outside of an abortion deal. He's like, I won't talk politics with this guy. This guy's too political. So then he uninvited me. And I showed the DMs. Yeah, I showed the DMs. And in the DMs, he got ratioed because he looked like such an asshole. I'm like, dude, why would you cancel the interview? You know, you look like a loser. And he's like, oh, I look like a loser. I'm sleeping on $500 million. And I shared all this stuff, which I mean, that is whatever, but he just looked like an asshole because everybody's like struggling, barely making it. And he's bragging about how he has $500 million. So he looked kind of bad. So I wanted to go talk to him. So I brought Esty. That was the first time I ever met Esty. I was like, dude, we're going to go in there. You're going to get shirtless and we're going to run up in there and try to find Dave Portnoy. And dude, it was huge. And then we got our ass kicked because when I go to these protests, Ray, I know purposely not to hit anybody back, even if I get hit. And I told Ontarius this and my buddy Cecil that was with us filming. I was like, dude, if we get hit, I'll go over this. And whenever I go to these protests, you can't hit back because it's like football. The second guy always gets the penalty. You know, it's always the second person that gets caught. So I was like, even if they hit you. So we stormed it. We get kicked out, and like now we're kind of in the lobby part. We can't even get in now because the doors are locked. The two black girls, so I'm friends with one of them now. I'm friends with one of the girls now, Tico, Texas, and her and I message all the time. She came in and they beat me up. They scratched me. They cut my face with her nail. So I got my ass kicked. I'm leaving there. I'm bleeding. I mean, it's great content, but it's on video. She's like scratching my face. I'm telling you, Ray, I was bleeding right here from her nail, and her nail busted off. Her finger was bloody too. She sent me a picture after about her nail. And then I told her, listen, I'm not going to press charges, and we became friends over it. So, but Dave's still lame. My Brittany Griner thing, they wouldn't even share it. And then a week later, I had this guy named Jake Beckett who played for the Patriots. This super viral thing on my Instagram. It's at like 7 million hits now. He talked about how Gronk in the offseason would get so wasted, he would get dropped off at Foxborough at like 4 a.m, go in the trainer's table and sleep. And as soon as the trainers would get there in the morning, they'd put an IV in him, and he would like just sleep on the training table till like practice till like 10 or 11 or till they had to work out. And it wasn't even that bad. It was just kind of talking about how he was drunk. And dude, Julian Edelman was like.
That makes sense. Like if I'm wasted and I have access to like instant feel better, I'll just go there. Like they have everything to make me feel better and hydrate me. Like I'll just go there. Alex Prosper hooking up with Marjorie Taylor Greene, allegedly.
That's what they always say. Me and my congresswoman sweetheart. But I am friends with her, but no, I haven't slept with her. But with the Jake Beckett thing, so all these people are calling Jake Beckett a liar. Like, he didn't do this during the season. Well, first of all, he was talking about the offseason. But so finally, I had the Brittany Griner story. Then Barstool Sports reshared the story because Fox News wrote about it. They talked about it on all these, sports blogs about how this guy's lying, and the players were trying to like make a big stink about it. But Barstool finally shared it. They finally shared my statement. They're like, "Oh, Jake Beckett on primetime with Alex Stein." So I don't know. I would like to be friendly with them. I don't want to. I like what Barstool does. I mean, they're becoming corporate America now because they sold out. But I mean, I don't blame them.
Well, you're talking to the lady that works there. So is there a way to smooth it over, or no?
Well, not really. Just freaking Dave hates me. And Ben Mintz, I'm friends with a guy that actually works there that got fired for saying the N-word during a stream. He was reciting rap lyrics and he said the N-word, and they fired him. And I'm friends with this Ben Mintz guy, and they thought that it was an inside job that he let me in. Dude, it's a very convoluted, messy story.
Wow,
it would
man.
take it's crazy. It's crazy, to be honest. A lot of moving parts.
Well, I hope it all works out. What's next? We're gonna get ready to wrap up here. What's next for you, man?
Your boxing match? I'm telling you, dude. 2 weeks, dude. 2 weeks. I'm gonna be training. I mean, I've been training, but I'm gonna actually be in the ring. I have to go get an MRI tomorrow morning. So hopefully everything comes out good with that, which I think it will. But yeah, dude. I'm
rooting for you.
Well, I'm really mad. I'm not mad at Jorge. I'm supposed to go to Miami this weekend and train with Jorge Masvidal, but he's like, I'm not going to be back till Sunday. And I'm staying Sunday and Monday night. But I thought I was going to be with him Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and he's like, no, I'm only going to be there Sunday. So I'm like, gosh, I paid $175 a night for a room, and so I'm like, there's almost no point in me going tomorrow or Saturday, right? So I don't want to just go there. So I'm just kind of annoyed because I can't get a refund on the hotel because I still got to use it for those other 2 nights. So it's like I spent I think it was like $700, which is a lot, but this is and I'm getting paid $10,000 for the fight. So I was
jump rope. I know they always jump rope. I know, but
Jorge Masvidal, you don't know who that is. Obviously he's a UFC baddest mofo. He's a UFC champion, and he's just a friend of mine. Him and I met at Mar-a-Lago when we went to some Trump thing, and he likes my content. And I'm not frustrated at him, but it's hard because I've been talking to Jorge directly, and he's busy. He's very busy. He's a famous UFC fighter.
Can't you do like a Zoom training? Just at home?
No, I gotta go spar with him. And my point is, it's hard to explain because you don't know who Jorge Masvidal is, but he's known for doing a flying knee kick. Dude, he's like a kicks ass, and so I'm just worried. This weekend I have to go train with him. He's gonna kick my ass, right? I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I'm not nervous about my fight in July. I'm nervous for this UFC fighter is gonna arm bar me and submit me, and I mean, it's not gonna be.
It's gonna toughen you up. You're gonna be fine.
Yes.
All right, everyone follow Alex Stein online. One last super chat of the day. I'll read it from Let's Go Brandon. Prime time, 99, average 6 yards per carry in high school. Is that true?
No, there's another Alex Stein that was really good for some California high school, they think. I played at Highland Park High School in Dallas. I was not that good. Not 6 yards a carry. I was on defense.
It's where to find me, Ray.DeVito on Instagram, Rock Bottom Pod on YouTube. Subscribe to that. Subscribe so you know when I go live. At Ray.DeVito on Twitter, the TikTok stuff. All right. I love everybody. Alex, thanks for joining me, man.
It was a pleasure. I love you, Kevin. I love the Dabbleverse. Keep eating those steaks, Ray. But honestly, the only advice I'd give you is just smoke some weed for a while, because if you got that gout, I would take 90 days. I would do a 90-day mental cleanse for the alcohol. Everything else you can do whatever you want, because I just think I think that actually make your comedy better too, because there's something about, like, I think you're more creative when you're not hungover and drunk. I swear. We think we're funnier. Like, I think Kevin was saying that. We think when we go on stage, like, oh, let me have a couple of beers, I'll be funnier because it takes the edge off. I think we actually get less funny because when I go to these city council meetings, I'm stone cold sober. But when I go to like an open mic, or when I do shows, I got a show at Hyenas and stuff, I don't want to drink at all, because when I was a younger comic, I thought, oh, I'll drink, that'll make me a little better. It doesn't. I think that alcohol actually makes us less funny. So
now there's something about having like one to like loosen you up a little bit. Like
I know. See, that's what I'm saying. There is that.
So there is something. I do feel more comfortable after I had like one, maybe two beers.
But dude, just 3 or 4 beers, I swear.
No, I hear you,
If
but
your
as
reaction
far as
time,
like just getting going, but
what I'm saying
I
is,
hear you.
if your reaction time is like 10 milliseconds or whatever, I don't know. I'm just using that as just a word. When you drink alcohol, it's like 15 milliseconds. You know, it's just a little. It's just gonna be not that much slower. But
look
just a
at you
little.
doing math, and you don't do. We went to the moon. You're doing math, and you believe in
I'm a
math, but not the
Shirley,
moon.
right when I'm leaving. No, Shirley, please, I have to go. What the heck?
I know.
Did you hear me? Did you hear me talk? Okay, sorry, Shirley. Let me let you
No,
go.
no, I've been listening the whole show. It's been great when Ray isn't bombing over you with super chats. I love that you've blown his mind about the moon, the fake moon landing. And I
don't think it's fake. I don't think it's fake.
Call me crazy, but hear me out, Alex, because you're the pimp on the blimp and you're the man. And that's really why I'm here, to give you props and say hello. But a show where you teach Ray about real life and just blow his mind minute by minute, I would watch that all day long.
We could call it Red Pilling Ray. We call it Red Pilling Ray. The Shirley Network's newest show. I'm ready to sign up. No, but Shirley, wait. I gotta ask you this because I didn't realize I didn't watch the show yesterday. Now the beef between you and Kevin is personal now. It is personal.
No, it's never personal.
They're fighting. They're fighting. They're fighting.
Yeah, that's what I thought. See, that's why I love Shirley. That's why I like you, because it's not real beef. It's like I was talking with Brent. When you and Brent, that was the last bit of oxygen that show had, was you, Brent, the LA drama. But after that, that's when I stopped watching. And I think that's what you're an expert at, is you are an expert wrangler. You're an expert wrangler with Eric the actor, whether it's high pitch Eric, whether it's, Debbie the pet lady, or, you're an expert at that.
I'm like Cy Sperling. I'm not only a client, I'm the president, dog. I'm
Yes.
one of them. That's why I'm so
Yes.
good at wrangling these people, because I am one of them. But Kevin is Kevin, man, and you just it's poker. You got to know that player sitting across from you. Doesn't matter the cards.
You're 1,000% right, but this is also your only problem with Kevin, is that Kevin's not a Howard Stern stan. He doesn't realize that you're integral on that show he just thinks, oh, I'm Shirley, Shirley after the Howard. He doesn't.
How are they going to get together? All right, this is my show, so I was trying to end it.
Okay,
I gotta be the fucking voice here.
Shirley. Thank you, producer Joe. Now 2 adults can talk finally.
How do they bring it together, Alex Stein? How do they get along?
I don't think they should. I think in wrestling, we're all wrestling fans. You have to have a heel. And the heel can go babyface and then go back to heel. It's like Chad. Chad's a mess, but he can babyface sometimes. All of a sudden he has a thing. So all of a sudden Chad's a babyface, because then he has this mess, but you can go back to his upbringing. I know Shirley had parents that he loved. I know, Ray, I don't know your family. You probably had parents you loved. My parents are the most important thing in my life. Chad came from a mom that was, a kind of abusive.
Yes, I know. Yeah. I know.
So I have empathy for that, because I feel.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. So when he acts like a mess and stuff, I love that. But I'm also empathetic, because I feel like he kind of, it's like a weed growing out of concrete. It's almost impossible, his upbringing, but it's impossible for him to be normal, because he's going to have antisocial behaviors, because he came from such an antisocial household.
Yeah. I think.
Well, he's definitely struggling with something.
Well, Shirley, I want to come on your show, because I literally have to go. I got to be at the Blaze at 2.
Get out of here.
I'll text you.
Text me, Shirley. I want to come on. And listen, I love the Shirley Network, but when Kevin said the shit network, Shirley, when he said that, I was eating and food came out of my mouth. But keep it up.
Thank you.
Shirley, you're kicking ass. You're kicking ass. Keep it up. Oh, dude, I have to say this last thing.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Do you think that Stuttering John's going to have the balls? I hope he starts podcasting again. Do you think he's going to?
This is the third day in a row that he has promoted a podcast that he is not doing. He flaked again today. This is the man that everybody, all the people that shit on him for all these years, are now all of a sudden behind him, thinking that he's changed, that it's going to be something different. This is who he is. This is the guy sitting across from you. I'm going all in with 8 deuce off suit, motherfucker. What you gonna do? Nothing. You're gonna fold. Ray, that's man talk. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. I actually got to roll, because I got to be somewhere.
I love you guys. Shirley, text me.
All right, I love you guys.
Great show,
Peace,
guys.
sir.
Peace.
Thanks, man.